Good evening, SBC. Good evening, SBCC. Good evening, BSL. And good evening to everyone else within the sounds of my voice, north, south, east, west, and all points in between. You've tuned in to the February 3rd, 2026 edition of SBC Tuesday Talk. And I am your host, teacher, van driver, facilitator, administrator, coordinator, and most importantly, head chef, Mr. Mike Walker. Glad to have y'all with us. Glad you could join us on this Tuesday evening. And I guess I do apologize for the advertisement. 'Cause I didn't even know whether or not I was even gonna have a show tonight though, but I get more into that a little later, okay? So let's get with the salutations. Let's do the salutations, okay? Let us know where you from, and if it's your first time, definitely let us know, okay? First up from Huntsville, Valerie Zachary Cavett. Good evening to you, good lady. Good evening to you. Pastor Darlene Duffy Collins from Texas. Good evening. Glad to have you here. Pastor Reginald Balders from South Carolina. Good evening to you, sir. We got to talk about the Royal Rumble in the after party. My buddy Terrell Lynn Taylor. Good evening to you. Glad to have you here with us on this Tuesday evening. Tanya Holmes also from the Palmetto State. Good evening. Great to have you here. Also from Huntsville, Angel Kelly. Great to have you here. Great to have you. Stephanie Edwards. Good evening to you, good ma'am. Great to have you. Okay, Terry. Okay, you know what? I don't think I ever knew that though. You from the Windy City. Okay, that's great right there. Marcus Wilbanks from the Birmingham metropolitan area. Great to have you here, sir. Joe Sett from the capital city of the Golden State. Great to have you here. I like that hat. Good to have you here. Okay, we just gonna get started. I'm gonna do my best not to hold you long, then I don't hold y'all long anyway. Well, first of all, of course, you don't see me on camera. Nothing's wrong or what have you, but like I said, I'll get into that later. Everything is fine though. Well, let's do a little icebreaker first. I want to do a little icebreaker, and got a lot of stuff though. Let's see, and it's just a simple icebreaker, and here it go right here. What's the worst job you've ever had? What's the worst job you've ever had? Well, and I'll start this off. This, like I said, this is the icebreaker. I've had several jobs that were not good. I've had some great jobs in the past, and unfortunately, they ended, beyond my control. But there were some jobs. It was one job in particular. I answered this ad, and they was talking about you have, if I'm not mistaken, because I don't want to lie on anybody, you can have your own office, you can make good money or what have you. And I think it was called a management position. That's how it was worded. So I called and said, well, are y'all doing this? And then they told me to come on in, fill out an application, and have an interview. So I showed up. Now, this was back in the 90s. I showed up to this building. It was a suite, and the place was very, very bare bone. I mean, you might have saw one desk, one or two, three desks that were like, and these weren't even business desks. They were like, I guess tables you see at a cookout or something like that. And it was one office, and it was the so-called, and I'm doing air quotes, the manager or whatever, the boss. And she explained to me the job and that it was an advertisement firm, and this company, her company, have worked with big people like the New York Yankees and what have you. And we deal with advertisement. So I'm like, okay, this sounds pretty good. And she asked me, well, is this something you're interested in? Now, you have to understand my situation at the time. I not only I wanted a job, I needed a job. I mean, I was in bad shape during that point in my life. So I said, yes, yes, yes. Now, they started me the next day. Now, that should have been a red flag right there, shouldn't it, folks? Well, okay. So, I put on shirt and tie, whatever. Came to work the next day, and they had a meeting. I met with these other gentlemen and the person I was going to ride with. And it was like a hype up meeting, so to speak. So I'm sitting up there like, okay, what's going on here? So we got in the car. We went about 2 or 3 counties away. And I'm thinking, man, what the, and pardon my language, y'all. I'm like, well, what the hell is going on here? We got to Lincoln, Alabama. I remember this. And that's like maybe an hour and a half away from where I live. And we got out, parked the car. And long story, okay, Corey Moe, you know what? You know where I'm going with this. Okay, good to have you here, but I'm glad you know where I'm going with this. Okay. And long story short, it was a sales position. We was walking around selling membership to the local golf club. Ain't that nothing? And I didn't make a dang dime. I did that day. I started that Friday, had the weekend off. I said, let me try this one more time. Came to work that Monday, and my feet were worn out. No, they were wore out. And I was like, oh my goodness. And I quit. I didn't even show up the next day. And the good thing is I got paid daily though. So that was a good thing. I did get at least 2 days worth of some money, some much needed cash. But long story short, I think that was definitely one of the worst jobs I ever had, and probably the worst, you know. So, and it was one of those, and I truly believe at the end of the day it was a MLM, multi-level marketing scam at that too. So that's what I believe that was as well. So, 'cause that's what I believe with that woman right there. She bought into it. We grow, we buy into it, blah, blah, blah. I ain't gonna put y'all to sleep with all that though. But let me see what y'all got to say. Let's see what was a bad job for y'all. A medical glove assembly line worker. Oof, how bad was it, Tanya? How bad was it? Working at a call center. Now, you know what? In my career, I have worked at 1, 3 call centers, and one of them was from home. And neither one of them were bad. Neither one of them were bad. I enjoyed. That was one of the better jobs I've had. The one that I did from home, it was. Are y'all familiar with those as seen on TV commercials? Like call now, and within 15 minutes, we'll send you a free gift. You just take care of shipping and handling. Those type of commercials. That's what I did an at-home call center for. And it was actually a good job. It was actually a great job. I enjoyed it. The thing about it was the calls were unpredictable. You rarely signed on for a shift for us, like I'm gonna sell SBC t-shirts for 2 hours. No, it was random. One call could be for about CD sets, Motown set. The next one could be for a space heater. The next one could be for the Magic Bullet food processor, so on and so forth. So, it was a good job. I lost that. I ain't gonna get into how I lost that job. Well, know what, I'll tell y'all this. You had to bid for the hours, and people were using bots and cheating to get those hours. So, and you had to work a certain amount of time in order to keep the job. But how could you when other folks was cheating and stealing the hours from you? So, yeah, okay. But I get you. Sonia from Queens, great to have you here. Okay. Tara Lynn, cleaning at a hospital. Good pay, but degrading. Didn't like it at all. Oh, man. Okay. What made it degrading? Well, because I know I used to clean up after school when I was in high school. And that was like my part-time job. It paid, hey, wasn't too bad though. But I could know what, I can understand that though. Hey Rochelle, good to have you here. Yeah. Now, was that the same job you were talking about, Corey? Let me know in the comments. Ooh, Carlton Senior Living. I was a medication technician when I first got into the medical field. I was already walking on eggshells. I tried to quit before I got fired, but my mouth went too far one day. You with a mouth? I could never believe that, Joe said. And well, they called me in unexpectedly and they fired me on my day off. Okay, Craig. Okay. I had something similar happen. My experience was with selling Kirby vacuum cleaners. Oh, wow. You know what? When I was doing cleaning up after high school, I was using a Kirby vacuum cleaner. Pretty good. But okay. Oh my God, I can remember those vacuums. Yeah. Kirby were pretty good vacuum cleaners. Wanda Michelle, good to have you here. Being a maid cleaning hotel room, I vacuum up the latest swimsuit drying on the side of the tub. I didn't destroy, but I word I had. She didn't know it. Okay, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. I hope that was a long time ago, but I doubt she's watching this telecast though. Well, like I said, that was the worst job I ever had though. So, but the call centers weren't bad though. They was actually fun though. But well, anyway, we're gonna move on though. We're gonna move on, and I'm just gonna explain to you why I'm in this format. And again, welcome to all those folks who have showed up late, or well, not late, but just coming in. Let me do this right here. And y'all see my good looking face right there. Yes. Oh, Mikey. Mikey, I ain't gonna say that. Let's do it this way. Okay. Let's get started. A chat with Mike. A chat with Mike. Let's get going. Why you see everything. Well, last week was cold. The past, how many days? 11 days, we've had freezing, sub-freezing temperatures. I know what you're saying. But what this got to do with anything, Mike? Well, I'm anemic, okay? And no matter how much I turn that heat up, it affects my health. And I can be real lethargic and sick and cold and everything. Okay, put a pin right there. Now, add the fact that, I do work outside of what I'm doing right now. I'm a webmaster. I for the municipality, plus I do freelance work and what have you, tech support and what have you. And I had a lot of work I had to do. Plus, with the SBC community page, I had to prepare for those daily graphics that I do. Black History Month, had to prepare for that, plus the February birthdays. Plus, like I said, I had to do a promo for a client. I had to do a flyer for the municipality. And all this was done at the short time. And usually I prepare the program, I prepare the show on the weekend. I didn't have it. I couldn't do it because I had so much work to do. And to be honest with you, I almost didn't do the show this week. I was debating. This was almost like 11th hour. I debated doing the show. Because I usually advertise it and what have you. I just didn't, I wasn't up. I was tired and what have you. So, but I said, I finished everything up and I said, and it's something else going on too. Got a family issue me and mine is dealing with. And, we got later this week, we gonna try to work things out with that. So that's really been a little heavy on my mind as well. And I ask for your prayers, just pray. Not gonna tell y'all what's going on, but just pray. And so with all that's going on, I was like, I can't do this, at least can't get it ready. So, but then I said, you know what? Let's get started. At least let me chat with the people and kind of tell them what's going on, So I like chatting with y'all. And we can still talk about some other things too, like the direction, the possible new direction Tuesday Talk will possibly go, So, and let me get some comments up here. And before I continue. Anemia, that means you were frozen. Well, no, I didn't have hypothermia. I didn't have hypothermia. No haircut. Do you see any hair on my head? Joe, do you see any hair on my head? No haircut. Anyway, no. I hear you, Mike. No need for an explanation. Well, yeah, and of course I'm gonna take care of me first. But I still like to share my concerns because y'all could definitely offer prayer, and I'm soliciting prayer from y'all though. So and we got a few other topics we're gonna talk about. We might hit upon tonight. Got some stuff though that I had that I just didn't get a chance to. So, but and it might. And y'all let me know what y'all think. Like, I'm kind of liking this format right here. Kind of free. I mean, still have a topic to talk about, but I kind of like to thank you, Reginald. I truly appreciate that. But I like chewing the fat with y'all like this as well, you know. But y'all tell me what y'all like. Y'all like these free conversations, these freestyle conversations? Do y'all like the topics? Because like I said, I got a few topics. Do you like a mixture of both? You know, and I go further than this. What would you like to see on Tuesdays? You know, what would you like to see on Tuesday nights when we do the show? Joe, I was just kidding with throwing hugs and prayers your way. Glad to hear glad to see you. You going Good to see you always, Joe. Okay. No, we don't like it. Good. Well, I appreciate that. I understand. I truly understand. So next episode I'll probably try to be on. But anyone else, y'all let me know. What is it you like to see on this show? Prayer. Okay. Good to have you here, Minister Stanley. Thank you. I truly appreciate it. Just like I said, just pray and everything's seems like it's gonna be fine though, but still pray. Pray. Oh, I think that's pretty much it on that though. Well, know what? Let me address some other things too. If you're in the groups SBC, Single Black Christians and Single Black Christian Connections, well, goodness, I've really been busy and I haven't really been dedicating too much time to it to get the engagement going. Well, I did last year, but I also realized that and I don't think it's a competition though, but when I compete against the bigger groups with the similar, singles groups, and, they pretty much have the same posting. Members go to each one of those groups and post the same thing across the board. And by the time we get to SBC and SBCC, well, guess what? They already answered those questions. The engagement has already been answered in those other groups. And by the time it comes to us, it's just an afterthought. In other words, we getting the scraps. So I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm not shutting down the groups. Definitely not going to do that. But just kind of going to put more focus. I mean, we still going to have the groups, but we still going to do the activities like the after parties, Tuesday night fellowships, the live streams, and maybe other things as well. Just trying to change my focus on it. Plus, again, like I mentioned at the earlier part of this conversation, I'm a bit busy, which busy is good now. Busy is good, So I've been a bit busy. So, and most y'all probably won't even notice the difference in a way, though. And again, like I said, there are I hate to sound this way, there are better groups out there, though. So, but I'm just trying to keep this train going as long as I can, though. Okay, any questions? Any questions, comments, or concerns before we move on? Any questions, comments, or concerns? Ask now. Ask now. Here we go. Are we having a Valentine's special with Hollywood Squares where we can see each other's face, each ice cream? You know what? We did that one time. We sure did do that one time. But shucks, it's cold. And you know what? Let me check something out right quick. I'm glad you said that. Oh man. Well, you know what, y'all? I'm glad you said that. Valentine's Day fall on a Saturday this year. And some of y'all been pestering me about a Saturday night social. We haven't had one since last year, or probably 2024. That might be a social that night. Who knows? A Saturday night social. We might talk more about it. We're going to see. Hey, providing I don't have a date that night. If I have a date that night, I might be out of luck, though. But we're going to see. What y'all think about that? A social on Saturday night. Because we had a Valentine's Day thing last year, and it was pretty good, though. We showed up in our red and everything. So y'all let me know. Praying for I like the surprise of okay. Thank you, Angel. Thank you. Thank you. Yeehaw. Yippee. Okay. 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 So y'all let me know. We'll probably talk more, especially in the not the comment section. The after party. Okay. I think that's enough about that though. We're gonna move on then. We're gonna move on. Okay. You know what we're gonna do now? We're gonna talk about some. That ain't what I want. That happens all the time. Okay. Relationship stuff. Relationship stuff. Oh, let me see what Angel's saying. Saturday night social. Okay. It's not etched in stone yet. Okay. It's next weekend. Okay. Mike, don't sell yourself short. You're the only Christian group I'm active in. I also wouldn't mind it. Okay. Okay. Notice how she gave me the good stuff, the sugar first, and then say, hey, we get a Saturday night social. Okay. Like I said, we'll think on that and just see how things go. Okay. But that do sound good. We're gonna talk about some relationship stuff for a minute. And excuse me. Let me this I got a video. And this was just something. It's no particular topic, but okay, everybody just listen to this. And you sisters, especially you, I want everybody to chime in on it, but especially you sisters.
A
Okay.
woman that's always in the mood for you is really one of the biggest compliments she can give you. Because any man who has women as friends has been on the other side where you've watched them roll their eyes when a certain guy calls or texts them. You've heard the, what he want, or I don't feel like dealing with this nigga right now. Then they'll ignore the call, leave a text on read, and they may not respond at all. So when a woman make it clear that you're not one of those men, that matters. When she's always in the mood for you, whether it's a call, a text, or just your name popping up on her phone, that's a flex. Because either she genuinely looks forward to hearing from you, or at the very least, she don't mind your company. Both of those are winning positions to be in. Because let's keep it a buck. A woman's feelings can change fast. She could be rocking with you today and wake up tomorrow like, I don't even like the way this nigga tie his shoes. And just like that, it's over. So when a woman is consistently in the mood for you, what she's really saying is you bring her peace, you don't drain her, and your presence feels good. That's not small at all. That's saying something.
Okay. What say y'all? What say y'all? Sonia, yes, pure facts. What part of that, Sonia, resonated with you the most? What part resonated with you the most? Okay. Angel, Mike, you're the only single group site that's interactive with their members on a regular basis. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. To God be the glory. So true. Okay. I'm gonna ask you like I asked Sonia. What part of what he said resonated with you the most? You know, what part of that resonated with you the most? You know, and with me, he says, I think he kind of made y'all sound a bit fickle. Like he said, I don't like how he tied his shoes. He gone. Well, I guess some guys do that that mess too. So but how did that resonate with y'all? Do you agree, ladies? Do you agree or disagree? Um, how do you feel about that? You know, mm, do I need to play it again? Let me look at this. Let me look at this. Okay. But you know what? Let me play this one more. I'm gonna play this one more again. Just play this one more again.
A woman that's always in the mood for you is really one of the biggest compliments she can give you. Because any man who has women as friends has been on the other side where you've watched them roll their eyes when a certain guy calls or texts them. You've heard the, what he want, or I don't feel like dealing with this nigga right now. Then they'll ignore the call, leave a text on read, and they may not respond at all. So when a woman make it clear that you're not one of those men, that matters. When she's always in the mood for you, whether it's a call, a text, or just your name popping up on her phone, that's a flex. Because either she genuinely looks forward to hearing from you, or at the very least, she don't mind your company. Both of those are winning positions to be in. Because let's keep it a buck. A woman's feelings can change fast. She could be rocking with you today and wake up tomorrow like, I don't even like the way this nigga tie his shoes. And just like that, it's over. So when a woman is consistently in the mood for you, what she's really saying is you bring her peace, you don't drain her, and your presence feels good. That's not small at all. That's saying something.
Ah, yes, that's true. I am a sapiosexual, so it takes a certain type of wisdom to really keep me interested all the time. But it has nothing to do with tying shoes. Okay. When I'm interested, yes, there will be communication. Once the calls get ignored, it's been a long time coming. I just couldn't take it anymore. Well, let me ask you this. Would you equate ignoring the call with ghosting? Would you or anyone else equate ignoring the calls with ghosting? I mean, I'm just a thought. And I asked it a third time. Would you equate just simply ignoring the calls with ghosting? What say y'all? What say y'all? Mm-hmm. Let me see this. I don't think it's over that quick. She checks out. And you know what? We talked about this either last month or the month before. We definitely talked about this. I don't think it's over that quick. She checks out mentally long before she leaves. Yeah, we definitely talked about that, Rochelle. If a woman is really into a person, she makes it her business to communicate. I am one of those women that change quickly, especially when the communication decreased on his behalf. Understood. No, I would officially break it off if we were in a relationship. Okay. Okay. Mm, okay. And that's pretty interesting right there, Sonia. Uh, I have been the female that rolled my eyes and did not want to be bothered with. Ah, but when I'm into you, I am into you. I love to be in his company. I smile every time I see his name on my phone, and I can talk to this man all day long as we have some good things. We have some things in common, and I am treated with respect. He is good. I hear you. I hear you, Angel. I think if it's a woman, excuse me, I think if a woman is really into a man she really likes, it's on and popping. The other men she's not into, she really was not into. So she can easily drop him. Okay. Joe. And I have to say, I don't care how wise a man is. Really, you don't like beards? You don't like beards in general or certain beards? Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Lou, good to have you here. I believe he is right on. And when you are happy to be in someone's presence, whether it is in person or on the phone, that's a good thing. At least you're in a position to move forward. That's pretty good right there. Dog, Joe kind of got me messed up about the beard thing. I, I, I hope she answers. I hope she answers about the beard. Uh, well, meanwhile, I got another video, and like I said, we talking about relationships. Still, we pretty much freestyling everything though. But listen to this one right here. Listen to this one, and tell me y'all thoughts.
I'm going to be single forever. So I went on another date with a girl I met online. We met at a coffee shop. I learned last time, ain't nobody getting dinner on a first date anymore. We order coffee, we grab a table, chemistry is there, bantering is bantering, we're both laughing. I'm like, all right, let's do this. And maybe 3 minutes in, she goes, this is really great. You were just so real and down to earth. As I go to say thank you and then compliment her, she says, oh, by the way, my family's here. And I was like, oh, they're in town visiting? That's so fun. She says, no, like here, and points behind me. So I turn around, her mom, her dad, her brother, all seated behind me like I'm on Dateline. Her mom waves at me. The dad does this slow nod like he's measuring my soul. The brother looks like he's built to wrestle bears for fun. The mom comes over and pulls up a chair. Doesn't ask, just sits and says, so what do you do for work? So I start answering because I'm so awkward and don't know what to do. The dad follows. He asks where I'm from, where I plan to be in 5 years, if I love the Lord, where I go to church. Also, he's heard of my church. He thinks it's too big. The brother hasn't said a word, just staring menacingly behind me. Every time I glance back, he's just there. At one point, the mom goes, by the way, if this works out, Christmas is usually at our house. Works out how fast? We're on minute 12. We sit there and awkwardly chat for another 5 to 10 minutes before the dad says, okay, we should go. So we all stood and I shook her brother's hand, shook her dad's hand. Her mom immediately goes for a hug and says, we'll be praying about you. And my date left with them. They all just walked out the door together. I just sat there in complete shock and finished my coffee. I'm going to be single forever.
Whew. It takes all kinds, don't it? Let me get this. Let me read these things about the beards while y'all chew on that. Certain beards, no. Trim it, keep it neat and clean. Yours is really nice and well kept. Oh, thank you. His needs a weed whacker. Oh, okay. Okay. I really don't like beards either. If they have a beard, it has to be nice, short, and groomed properly. Okay. That's a little crazy. You bought your family? No. Okay. Wow. Well, you know what? I don't know how I would have reacted to it. And especially when the mother says, if this works out, Christmas is at our house. I was like, let me get this. It was a female. It was a female. His date was a female. And I was like, that's crazy right there. You know, and they was sitting behind him. And I think the thing that kind of really gets me is that she left with him, with her, excuse me. She left with her family. And he's sitting up there befuddled. What would y'all do if that was y'all? I don't think I would have called back. That's just me. I don't think I would have called back. I mean, what say y'all? I don't think I would have called back. That's kind of, that's a bit oddball right there. That's real oddballish, to be honest with you. You know, but in anybody, what say you? What say you? Let me see, because that was kind of crazy right there. I think I would have left before the interrogation. Okay. Okay. That was not good, but he should not give up. Stuff happens. And that was an example of overload. So you know how to end that. Okay. Sonya, he dodged more than a bullet. Okay. That was a turnoff. Hey, Tan, good to have you. That was a turnoff type situation. It would have threw me for a loop. You know what? I think one of the things is if I'm dating someone or first date and even though I'm very interested in her, if her family comes on very strong, that would kind of give me some apprehension, to be honest with you. Hey, Renee Bonner, good to have you here. That would be a hard pass for me. Yeah. I don't know. With that right there, the interrogations and everything else, I don't know. Okay, then. Okay. Well, you know what? We through with that right there. We just got a little more time left. And I got another question to close us out with. And where is it? I had it right here. True or false? True or false? And especially to you ladies, true or false? Most black men do not have deep voices. Most black men do not have deep voices. True or false? Wait a minute. Let me put this up with Sonya. I don't think she goes on many dates. Maybe that's why the family came with her. True that. Possible. It is possible. Most men, ladies, have you ever, do you think that's a true statement? Most men do not have deep voices. Would you know what? I say this. Does the pitch of a man's voice matter to you? Do you prefer a high pitched voice like this, or do you prefer do you prefer a voice like this? No, what kind of voice do y'all prefer? False? No. Okay. And false. Okay. False. Okay. No, it does not matter. Okay. False. Okay, that's interesting. That's pretty interesting right there. False. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. False. I like this. Falsetto may be a turnoff. I get you. Understood. Understood. False. Okay. I understand. You know, I get you on that. Uh-oh. Valerie says she prefers a deep voice. I hear you, Valerie. The voice makes a difference. I don't go for men in falsetto. Okay, that's two anti-falsettos. Okay, I get you. That's two. Hey, Carrie, good to have you. She prefers a deeper tone as well. Okay, what if the woman have a harsh, deep voice? Well, it wouldn't bother me. But I had to. No, I'm not gonna say that. It wouldn't bother me. Okay, Barry, we hear you. Okay. Oh, y'all coming in now. Angel, yeah, okay. Snoozing voice or soothing voice? I think you meant to say soothing voice. You don't want a snoozing voice. Like, you don't want that. Okay. I definitely don't want a man to sound like me. Okay. Let's keep it tenor. Baritone is cool too. The voice doesn't matter. It's the personality, as long as they're not a soprano. Okay. I hear you. I hear you then. Well, you know what? We're going to wrap this up. Like I said, I'm sorry this isn't your regular show, but hope y'all understand, and we'll probably have a better show next week. I don't know, or maybe y'all enjoyed tonight's show. So, but let's get with these announcements, okay, shall we? The link will be posted for the after party in about maybe 6 minutes from now, whatever. But the room will not open up until 30 minutes to half past the hour, the next hour. So get your snacks and your grub and your drinks and everything together. We're going to have a good time, okay? So, and again, if you're in SBC or SBCC, the link will be up in a few shakes in a few minutes. It'll look just like this. Just get your stuff ready. And then next week, we have the fellowship. We had a good time. We've been having a good time as of late. So make sure you join us. Make sure you join us tonight. And of course, if it's the Lord's will, the Tuesday after that, we're going to have another exciting complicated, extraordinary edition of SBC Tuesday Talk. And that's it, y'all. That is it. I'm glad y'all decided to stick around. And again, hope everything was all right with y'all. We about to call it a night. Y'all stay safe out there. Stay vigilant. You know, this world crazy out there these days. So be careful. Be careful of your surroundings. Love on each other. Watch over each other. Keep each other. And, you know, just don't fall for the okie doke. Okay? Don't fall for the okie doke. Okay? And if it's nothing else, y'all take care and don't take any wooden nickels. Be blessed.
We met where the sun greets the sky so high. Laughter in your eyes where my dreams collide. You held my hand when the storms poured down. Turned the gray into light when I wore a frown. Through thick and thin you were always there. The moments we shared, nothing can compare. A love that blooms where the roots run deep. In your arms is a place where my soul can sleep. We walk through valleys where shadows fall. Told our secrets like echoes in the hall. Every joke, every tear, every whispered truth. You're the melody that guides me through you. Through thick and thin, you were always there. The moments we shared, nothing